Welcome to episode 3, our third and final installment in our radio training series on how to maximize the usage of our current 800 megahertz radio system. I'm Lieutenant Dave Fontenot with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Today's episode, entitled Mutual Aid Radio Interoperability, is going to cover a key area of officer safety. Our radios can still function when dispatch is down or we have a catastrophic power failure. The key is knowing how to utilize it and pre-planning ahead of time. So take some notes and be prepared to use our radios in the event of an emergency. The radio system that we use in Riverside County consists of two systems, the trunk system and the conventional system. Now, as we've discussed, the trunk system is what you'll use on a daily basis. It will allow you to connect to any of the departments within Riverside County's radio system, such as the Sheriff's Department, District Attorney's Office, Animal Control, and so on. But if you need to reach someone outside of these groups, you can do so by using the conventional system.
Unlike the trunk system, where you're given the first open channel available, the conventional system uses fixed frequencies. On conventional, only one channel can be accessed at a time, like on a truck driver's CB radio system. There will be times when the only way that you can reach someone with your radio will be by switching to a conventional channel, so let's learn how to do that.
One scenario where the conventional system will always come in handy is if you have to travel in an area where we do not have adequate radio coverage using our traditional trunk system. Some desert or mountain areas or places beyond outlying borders of the county can be notorious for spotty reception. If your transmissions can't reach one of our repeater radio towers, the trunk system will no longer work for you. To switch to your conventional channels, all you have to do is turn the selector dial on the top of the radio all the way to the left, counterclockwise, to channel 1. Our radios have been designed with the switch to stop in this position, so it is easy to find quickly. Now, once you're in the conventional system, you can access any of its channels. If you're ever going into an area where you know there won't be good coverage, you should plan to use conventional and find out which of the channels would be best. Usually you can set up a predetermined channel to use by talking with your watch commander before you go out into the field.
The radios that we use in Riverside County are 800 megahertz MACOM radios. We can talk to other users on other 800 megahertz systems by using a conventional channel. For other agencies that operate on UHF or VHF frequencies, we need to use RSO dispatch to patch one of our talk groups to that agency's talk groups. Patching is a safe way to do this. You will be able to stay on your assigned channel, and dispatch can patch in the agency that you need to talk to. To find a channel that you can use to reach outside help or contact people outside of your system, enter conventional mode by turning the selector knob counterclockwise to its first position. Now you can select one of the conventional or mutual aid channels to use for your transmission. The easiest way for you to determine which channel to use in any given situation is to contact dispatch or your watch commander, so they can assign one for you. There are several channels within the conventional system, and you want to know which ones will be active in your area. If you go to the iCall channel on your radio, you will be able to reach Sheriff Dispatch, where they can direct you to an open channel. iCall is always on, and someone is listening to this transmissions over this station at all hours. So oftentimes, it would be your best bet to start here if you don't know where to go. If you need to communicate with other agencies that are on a different frequency band, you can call Sheriff Dispatch. They can assign you to a channel and then patch you to the other agency's channel. In some cases, the other agencies may patch your conventional channel to their primary channel.
The conventional system contains several channels that can be used for cross-department radio interoperability. The two basic kinds of conventional channels are CLAMARS, which stands for California Law Enforcement Mutual Aid Radio System, and ITACs, which stands for International Tactical Channels. These channels are all governed by the FCC and are subject to their rules of operation. On CLAMARS channels, routine traffic must always yield to emergency traffic. If you need to communicate with another law enforcement agency that uses a different radio system, you will probably be directed to CLAMARS. There are two CLAMARS channels in your radio. 3 CLAMARS DR stands for CLAMARS Direct. It is a direct channel that operates with radios only in the immediate area. This system does not use a repeater tower, but only transmits to units within your line of sight. If you need to reach someone nearby and no repeaters are available, this is a good way to do so. The next channel, 4 Claymars RP utilizes repeaters, so range can be extended by using radio repeater towers that are stationed on mountaintops throughout the county. If you're moving into an area where you need to use a repeater with Claymars, call dispatch to let them know. They can contact any outside county for you and have them turn on the repeater tower to help your reception in that area.
In addition to Claymars channels, we have access to a series of iTech channels. These channels are used to provide interoperability in the 800 MHz band. The iTech channels are the same everywhere in the United States, and they can also be used to communicate along the borders with Mexico and Canada. In Riverside County, we have separated the iTech channels into 4 distinct areas. iTech 1 is a repeater operation used in the west, central, and south areas of the county. iTech 2 is used by Banning and the Cabazon area. iTech 3 covers Indio and Palm Desert. And iTech 4 is used in Blythe and Desert Center, and also in limited western areas of the county as shown in this map. There are also 4 iTech Direct channels on your radio. Just like Claymars Direct, these bands are used for line of sight situations. They do not use repeater towers, but rather just transmit from radio to radio. iTech 1 DR through iTech 4 DR can be accessed for these purposes and will connect you with anyone in your immediate area.
In the case of a mutual aid scenario involving neighboring jurisdictions, whether it be within our county or outside our county, many of these agencies may have to come together to deal with a large fire, for example, or other disaster. When this occurs, multiple agencies will need to collaborate resources to carry out a successful mission. Since many of these agencies that respond to these incidents use different radio systems, conventional channels may be used within your mutual aid system to connect these agencies together. It's important that each station and bureau have a pre-designated emergency plan in how to deal with the loss of communications. Our radios are capable of talking with one another line of sight without the necessary aid of our cell system. In other words, if we were to lose power, whether it be through a natural or man-made disaster, we still have the capability of talking with one another in the field and maintaining emergency operations. The key to this, however, is pre-planning and knowing where to turn on our radios prior to that emergency occurring. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to select position 1 on our handheld radios. This takes us to our mutual aid system. Within the mutual aid system, there are several line of sight or direct conventional frequencies that we can reach by choosing the up and down buttons on our HT. For example, in Lake Elsinore, there's a pre-designated plan in the event of a loss of communications to turn to position 1, bringing up the mutual aid screen, and then toggling up or down on your arrows to the Claymars direct frequency. What this does is it gives direct line of sight communication between the watch commander and all his or her units in the field. With this capability, they are able to maintain basic emergency operations and still have communication with one another. The key to this being successful, however, is the pre-planning. Talk with your watch commanders, know what frequency in your area you're going to turn to in the event you lose communications with dispatch. Remember, this will save your life out there. Know how to use it.
If you're involved in a high-speed pursuit and need assistance from CHP or other local agencies, patching is a safe way to do this. You will be able to stay in your assigned channel, and dispatch can patch in the agency that you need to talk to. Baker 14, I'm in high-speed pursuit on Interstate 10, westbound. I need assistance from Banning PD.
Baker 14, stand by to copy a patch with Banning PD.
I wish it were bigger. Okay, I was just checking. I like very, very old ones.
Baker 14, you are clear to proceed.
10-4. Banning PD, this is Baker 14. I'm in pursuit. I'll be on Interstate 10, westbound, approaching Hargrave. The vehicle will be a black Suburban, California plate of Adam Boyd Charles, 123.
In addition to Claymores and ITACs, there are also a few other conventional channels that are reserved for specific uses. There is a fire marsh channel that can be used by other fire agencies with 800 MHz. Currently, Riverside County Fire only has a repeater on Box Springs, so it can only be used in the west end of the county. There are other non-county agencies available as well. 4-CCPD1 and 5-CCPD2 are both used by Cathedral City PD. 6-DHS is used by Desert Hot Springs. LARTC-4E is for Los Angeles County. TEM City is for the city of Temecula. MVC TY1 and MVC TY5 are used for the city of Moreno Valley. Lake Paris is for the state park rangers at Lake Paris.
Two of the channels in the conventional system are used by the county jail personnel. Jail 1 is used within the Southwest and Blythe jails, while Jail 2 is used within the Indio Jail, Smith Correctional Facility, and the Robert Presley Detention Center. There are also two conventional channels reserved for the courts. Court 1 handles the Southwest Courthouse, while Court 2 is designated for the Indio courts. Now, if your job requires you to contact anyone within the court or jail systems, the conventional channel will be your means to do so. The only exception to this rule will be the West End Riverside courts, which utilize Group 16 on the 800 MHz trunked system. There are conventional interfaces available for Cabazon, Hemet, Harupa, and Norco. These repeaters were all added to fill in areas that had poor to no coverage. Cabazon Saboba, for example, is for Lower Cabazon and the Saboba Reservation. Harupa is for the area directly around the station. Norco is for the Norco area, specifically around Hamner and 6th. These channels are always patched to the primary trunk channel so that other units in that area will hear what is on primary. It's important that when working the Cabazon area that you tune to the appropriate frequency, and that frequency on your radio is labeled as Cabazon/Saboba. By using this frequency, you're tuning to an area that has a conventional channel automatically patched with your trunk channel. And really what this means for you is that you don't have to worry about it, but you get efficient and effective communications between yourself, your beat partners, and dispatch. So make sure when you're working the Cabazon or Saboba area that you tune to this frequency so that everyone can hear you.
And remember, as with the trunk system that we normally use, our transmissions are never secure. This is also true for all the conventional channels. These channels can be accessed and monitored by anyone, including the public, the press, and here at the DA's office. Please keep this in mind and always stay professional when communicating on your radio.
So remember, your mutual aid channels on the conventional system may be your only means of communication if you get into a tough spot. This should always be your backup plan if you can't get service within your regular talk groups. If you turn the system dial all the way to the left, you'll hit the mutual aid conventional system. Then if you don't know how to reach the person you're trying to contact, always go to the iCall channel so the dispatch can help. There are several Claymore or ITAC channels within this system you can use to transmit on. Each station or department should establish a predetermined channel for use in the event of an emergency. Ask your watch commander or supervisor which mutual aid conventional channel has been selected for this purpose in your area. Our radios are here to help, and knowing how to use them to their fullest potential will make them that much more effective as tools in your arsenal. Try to take the time to familiarize yourself with these operations so that you can perform them when you need to. Take care of your equipment and it will take care of you. Thank you for watching and be safe out there.
Who is that? Go away! You must leave.
Let's do it one more time. And you're really reading a good though. Awesome.
Bye. 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 Bye.